In the last few months, price levels have risen across the board. Copper prices have almost doubled in the last 12 months, and even sugar has risen almost 50% in the last 12 months. Not only that, assets such as stocks, crypto and real estate are increasing significantly year by year. Cathie Wood recently talked about one asset that is in the midst of a particularly large bubble and is actually on the verge of bursting. The value of raw materials is skyrocketing, and the price of wood is almost quadrupled. Unknown to companies panicking to meet high consumer demand for commodities is beginning to decline. This is because as vaccinations continue, consumers are spending more and more on open services such as outdoor dining, meeting friends and vacations. The next video shows the interview with Cathie Wood.
China,
yes.
You've been in, you've been out, and sometimes we're trying to understand.
Yes.
So how are we supposed to look at China right now and the clampdowns that we've seen in the government, certainly on different sectors that have just decimated those sectors in terms of the value of them?
Yes.
So what do you expect kind of to be your involvement?
Yes,
in investment play?
Our first move away from China was when China was, had a very strong move, and the innovation there was being deeply appreciated while ours was not. So that was that kind of move. The second time we moved in, then we moved in, why? We saw the reaction to COVID, and we got more interested because it was the most disciplined country in terms of both monetary and fiscal policy during the crisis. And I thought that China had the possibility of becoming the Germany and Switzerland of the world, in terms of discipline, monetary and fiscal. As soon as Jack Ma was banished, effectively, last November, we started pulling back, because what we're doing, and especially during February through May, where our strategy, just to give you a sense how volatile it is, our strategy from mid-February through mid-May, most people wouldn't admit this maybe, but this is how volatile we are. Transparency was down 37%, peak to trough. So we have come back, but during that period, what we do, as we always do, we concentrated our portfolio towards our highest conviction names. China was moving away because almost every week and month there was a new regulatory move. We do own some China in a few of our portfolios. The one to do that, it was focused on, I'm always scrambling, looking for cash during a correction. Okay, where's the confidence technology and robotics? But we're very particular. These very low margin companies, because margin is clearly not appreciated by the government anymore. Common prosperity.
Right.
And very beneficial to tier 3, tier 4 cities, common prosperity. So JD Logistics, JD.com, Pinduoduo.
Does it stay this way, do you think, in China for a while?
Well,
I mean, it's hard to say, but China is certainly a country, when they make a decision, it's longer term. It's longer term planning.
Right.
And President Xi certainly seems to be on this mission.
And I think he is very unsettled that the 3-child policy is not working.
Yeah.
And so there's a big social engineering. And by the way, this was all very forecastable, right? I mean, demographics, they knew 50 years ago what was going to happen.
Right.
So I think that's part of it. And, there are the haves and the have-nots in China, like there is around the world. I think China's taking it more seriously because there's probably more social unrest than we now appreciate. What I don't understand is they're going after real estate, which is 75% of the consumer savings in China.
Individuals in China.
And if yes, individual saving. If the prices are going down, which they have been, I think that could really hurt consumer confidence. I think it already is. And then last weekend, or the weekend before, the national government went after the regulators who had focused on the financial industry, as well as the financial institutions. And I'm just saying, wow, they're playing with fire.
It's a moving, yeah.
And talk about a cyclical risk out there. Think about that if we lose China. At the margin, China has been responsible for a tremendous amount of cyclical growth.
Right.
And
exactly.
commodity price inflation.
Did an M&A panel here, and one of the risks that one of the bankers brought up is that China specifically, geopolitical even though, in terms of military tension. So everybody's watching.